Hi, hello, my name is Kayla Mackey, and I'm hoping this video essay will demonstrate my worthiness of your support. Let me begin by telling you a little bit about myself. I am a junior studying information management and technology, and I can honestly say that it has been a long road traveled. There has been many twists, turns, and potholes. Hard work and perseverance has paved the way for my success, and I'm really looking forward to graduation next year. However, before I graduate, there is just one thing that I would love to experience and check off my bucket list, and that's studying abroad. This summer, I have been awarded the opportunity to study abroad for 4 weeks in London, England. I'm really looking forward to this. I have this love for traveling like no other, and it all began when I was 15 years old, and I remember it like it was yesterday. I love you was the last thing my mom said to me before I left on my unforgettable journey. That conversation was on repeat in my head for the next 14 hours. And like I said, this was the prelude to my most memorable travel experience thus far. When I was a sophomore in high school, for spring break, I took part of a life-altering experience and traveled to China to study at the Beijing Dance Academy. Growing up, dance was, and luckily still is, a major part of my life. So when I was provided the opportunity of a lifetime, I jumped at the chance to immerse myself in the culture that I never thought I'd get to experience firsthand. I remember all the feelings and thoughts running through my 15-year-old head. I was filled with anxiousness, excitement, and curiosity. The excitement stemmed from leaving my mom at security and boarding the plane for a 14-hour trip. The excitement began to bubble up the second I landed and stepped foot on Chinese soil. I remember my taste buds exploding at my first taste of Chinese cuisine. It wasn't a fancy Chinese restaurant. It wasn't a restaurant at all. It was food that was cooked and served on the street, and it was delicious. The curiosity then took over. All I could think about was, what would happen next? Where would the rest of the food be this good? Would the dance classes be anything like the dance classes that I take at home? And like, what would the other dancers and teachers teach like? Would they like us? Like, there were so many questions running through my mind. All in all, my trip to China turned out to be amazing. The kindness of the students and teachers showed to me at the dance academy was overwhelming. This was my first real travel experience without my mom. Although I was under the close and watchful eyes of the chaperone, the independence I developed on this trip has made me the responsible young adult I am today. This travel experience has allowed me to dive headfirst into a culture. And from then on, I always knew I loved traveling. But it wasn't until that trip that I actually knew why. Experiencing, learning, and adopting a culture is unforgettable, and I will be honored to do the same thing in London. So even though I embarked on that trip to China when I was only 15 years old, this London trip will be a totally new experience for me, as I am out of the country for 4 weeks. Those 4 weeks will give me a lot of time to reflect, and I have 3 goals for when I'm away. One of those goals is to discover new interests and likes. I have a long list of things that I enjoy, but I imagine there are hundreds of things that I don't know that I like. I'm going to immerse myself in London's culture and find a new dish that I love, a person whose colloquy leaves me wanting more, and a place I'll dream about visiting again until I return. The second goal I have for myself is self-discovery. Some may say that I'm adventurous yet cautious and exciting yet predictable, but I'm hoping that being in a foreign place will pose different experiences with different people. The seeds have been planted, and I'm wondering what will grow from them. I doubt I will abandon the curious, level-headed, kind, and compassionate Kayla, but I'm curious what other characteristics will bloom on a new soil. When I'm out of my comfort zone, studying abroad will force me to do some self-evaluation. My goal is to rediscover who I am as a person amongst people who have no expectations or preconceived notions about me. My third goal is to get better at problem solving. I like to think my decision-making skills are tried and true. I've survived the last 20 years using these skills and avoided any major troubles. Part of those skills are attributed to me, and the other part comes from my family providing adequate guidance, support, and advice. Yes, I've lived on campus, and I've enjoyed campus life. However, I knew my family was only a phone call away and a 4-hour drive, and my friends were right by my side. But studying abroad is going to put me in a foreign environment for a significant amount of time, and problems are likely to arise. I won't have my regular support system to lean on, so I'm going to have to enhance my decision making skills and learn how to deal with situations on my own and become more independent. Overall, I have always been curious, open minded, and ambitious, which is why I was drawn to Syracuse University. The diversity of students and professors is intriguing and compelling because when you're surrounded by a diverse group of people, you are bound to learn something new, teach someone something they've never knew, exchange ideas, thoughts, and knowledge in a language you've never heard, or over a meal you've never tasted with individuals you've never thought you'd meet. Marrying my experiences at Syracuse University with studying abroad in London will provide me with many opportunities. Studying abroad would be like a dessert to a satisfying meal. Syracuse has been my academic chef since I was 17 years old. I've enjoyed and digested all that has been put on my plate, but my appetite has increased and I want to expand my palate. I find the chance to learn from professors that possess a different perspective exciting and invigorating. Immersing myself in British culture in a natural and organic way will grant me the opportunity to absorb, taste, see, and learn all of their fantastic customs and traditions. Studying abroad is the missing ingredient to my academic success. I like to think I've been living independently 10 out of 12 months for the past 2.5 years, but honestly, I've been in a very supporting and nurturing environment at Syracuse University. I believe studying abroad will grant me my wings of independence. This is important to me because I will be entering the workforce very soon, and I want to explore opportunities not limiting myself to those in my city and state. Demonstrating my knowledge, versatility, and ability to understand and rationalize a culture other than my own will make me an attractive candidate for employment. Studying in London is key to my personal development, academic success, and accomplished career. I thank you so much for taking this time out to watch my video, and I hope you learned a lot more about me. I really appreciate you guys giving me this opportunity. Thank you, and have a good day. Bye!